I hope my hat doesn't mess up the green screen because it's green. I'm fully recovered from St. Patrick's Day, being Irish.
Thank you for joining, everyone.
Daniel said everybody's feeling great, so thank you very much. We're coming into the new spring season, and a lot of people are thinking about how to change themselves, how to turn that next page in their evolution or in their spiritual development. So I want to talk to you about what it means to raise your frequency on the plane that we're living in, a couple steps on how you can do it, and what it means really.
It's like spring is a time of rebirth. And
Rebirth, renewal, energize, change, my new vision for myself.
there's some, weird vibrations that last full moon. I don't know what was going on. But I just noticed so many other people just struggling with some of the negative energies and just they're constantly with a negative thought. This was even on St. Patty's Day.
We can get bogged down in other people's energy, and that's happening a lot. When other people are experiencing tough times, we tend to pick up on that, even if we don't try to. So a low frequency in ourself is often connected to the conscious decrease in the state of those people around us that we're picking up on.
Yeah, and it's tough. A lot of people don't realize it's going on, but they do recognize that they're an empath, but didn't recognize that they don't have to feel the full empathy. I want to bring my vibration up. I want to pump up the volume. I want to feel happy.
Identify when people around you are being, negative Nellies, and introduce them to a positive reframing of what their thoughts are. So, if they're negative, just try and turn that thought process around for them and reframe it positively, and do it in succession 2 or 3 times, and they'll get pissed at you, but that's okay because it's tough to rewire their negative programming. So you got to assault them with positivity a couple of times so they can change and they can be more positive. And then they'll reflect on the next time they project something negative at you, they'll rethink it and they'll try to frame it a little bit more positively, maybe with sarcasm at first, but that's the way we're breaking through the programming they've got.
What you resist persists. And so if you put in a lot of intensity into changing someone, which let's face it, they're going to have to change themselves. The best thing that we can do is nudge into the right direction or shift the subject without them knowing. And, just shift the subject and then you can pull them into a higher vibration. When people are feeling maybe that they got caught by a pendulum, maybe you're in a situation where you're caught by a pendulum. And what you have to do is shift onto a different trajectory. And to do that, you have to focus their attention on something that they resonate with that will bring up their energy. If you point out that their energy is bad, then they're just going to get more offended and you're going to get worse.
It's a good
Worse
tip.
response.
Find common ground for them. I always like to try to stay away or insulate yourself against people that you know are destructive. When you see that call coming through of someone that's going to be droning on about their issues and their problems, you might have a desire to help them, answer the phone and talk to them, but recognize that they're going to bring you into a lower vibrational, a lower frequency state by talking to them, and they'll find someone else to dump those problems on eventually. But so try to insulate yourself against negativity and those people who push your buttons and try to invalidate your own worth or just bring you down to their state.
And maybe our most dominant part of who we are is a high vibration, but there's a law of rhythm. We're going to have ups and downs and it's going to happen. But I like what you said, stay away from those people. But
Yeah.
I do have one rule for myself, that I allow myself to be around these people that may have lower vibrations. And that's when it comes to people that you truly are close to, that you love. Sometimes this is someone that you've known from childhood that you may allow into your world. I tell you, I've gotten rid of a lot of those too. But the second one is family. The biggest primary one for me is I kind of feel like when we came to Earth, family is the only major thing that we came here to help. Because when we came here together, it is a responsibility that I have, and
But
I
don't
don't.
shut the door. Don't shut the door completely to the people that you care about and you love. What I've done just over the last probably 2 weeks, because spring is coming up, is I've looked inside myself to find out who among me might be ailing. And, these can be old friends, but I try to just scan the ether out there and say, who among my friends, and then their name will come to my attention or their face will come to my attention. And I'll reach out to them on like a social media platform or in a text, and I'll just say, hey, how are you feeling? And what I've found is that they've been struggling the last month or two. And so I'm not shutting that person out from me, but I'm just letting them know that I'm there if they want to talk and if they want to reach out, if they want to vent, I'm there for them. And that helps them elevate their own frequency inside, even if they've been having medical issues, medical trouble, and they're struggling.
Like when you go to the gym, I mean, not that you're doing this to make yourself stronger, but when you're helping people, but say you bring them to the gym, but when you're at the gym, you don't lift weights the whole time. When you walk through the door, they don't just hand you tons of weight and you carry them to the next bench press, and you don't overdo it or you'll tear a muscle. So again, I like this idea that the only people that I'm going to be there for really strong is the closest ones, and I'm going to be there for a few other people. But I tell you, the ones that were responsible, but that doesn't mean that you have to be there so long that you damage yourself or your vibration gets pulled so far down that now you can't help anyone.
Recognizing yourself when you're feeling that low vibration, that low frequency, and just try to understand, what is it that's causing that? Are you self-dwelling on something that you can't change? Are you self-dwelling on a lack or a non-positive event that happened to you? Because that can bring your frequency down. And it's important for you to isolate yourself so you don't project negativity out and project hurt on someone that you don't really mean to, but that's what happens.
When you're already feeling this anger, then you just magnetized yourself, and then all those people show up around you. So if you're experiencing negative things happening in your life, it's only because you're dealing with something internal right now. If you shift into more positive vibrations, then all that magnetism that you have is not going to be pulling those people to you anymore.
One other thing I'm going to recommend, which people are probably going to be shocked about, is surround yourself with positive crystals. And in past, I've said there are rock people and there are other people. Crystals do have a vibration. They do have a resonance. And if you have a crystal that you feel drawn to, whether it's like a amethyst family or a lapis lazuli or I've got a couple of really big quartz crystals, if they provide a resonance for you and a calmness for you, by all means use those. Thank you, Daniel, for illustrating my point precisely. Daniel surrounding himself with crystals that make him happy and joyous, and it's great if that helps you. Make sure to
happy stone right here. This is a happy stone. Yep. Go on. Sorry.
No, definitely. Thank you. Hand yourself those joys in life that you will resonate with you and provide the increased balance and increased harmonic resonance to raise you up to a higher frequency. No matter what it is, use it and to your own delight and your own joy. Even you can look in the mirror and smile at yourself, which is hard for a lot of people because they'll be conflicted with what they see and what they're feeling. And so if you can change how you feel about yourself by looking in the mirror and smiling at you and being joyous with you and your appearance, that's going to do a lot for raising your own positive image, your own frequency, your own balance. Because we don't often think about ourselves in positivity. We think, well, that's narcissistic to smile at myself. It's not really. It's just acceptance and agreeance that you're living on this plane, you're existing on this plane, and that you're in control of it and you're happy with it and you're experiencing joy when you live through it.
Look at yourself in the mirror and go, you're a badass.
There are also meditation techniques, which there are a lot of people that tell you should meditate. I being one of them, Daniel being one of them.
Oh, that's right. It was Joe Despacio. I think that's right. But he said that if he says everyone should be meditating at least 20 minutes a day. But if you're super busy and maybe stressed out because you're working so much, he says you should be meditating an hour a day.
I don't have time for that. No, you certainly have time for that. need to change
Well,
your
that's the thing is I find that
situation.
if I take the time, the next thing I know, I feel better. Just like going to the gym. I mean, this past couple of weeks, I haven't made the gym as often as I normally do. And then next thing I know, my work is not getting done. And I feel more overwhelmed with my work. And then I realized that if I just go to the gym, maybe for an hour, hour and a half in the morning, then I get a lot more accomplished because now I'm secreting endorphins. I'm feeling happier. And I'm also looking skinny and hot. I'm just teasing, but you know what I'm saying? It just, you feel better. If you feel better, you perform better. You do better work.
It's important to practice mindfulness. And a lot of the shorts that I post are about learning how to practice mindfulness within yourself. And they can be really quick 15, 20, 30-second short reminders for yourself during the day that you need to catch yourself and be aware of your situation, because we can get so bogged down with working that we don't know what's happening around us and we're oblivious. So take a moment to, every hour that you're working during the day, walk around, go outside, talk to nature, feel nature, take a deep breath. If it's cold, wait till it gets warmer. But I know spring is in the air. Hopefully, it's going to get warm for everybody really soon. But just practicing that mindfulness about the day is going to help you raise your elevation, because you're not in a quagmire of work throughout the whole day.
I guess there's two other techniques that we can use. The other one is when you're really upset, remember what your mom and dad, it's probably mom, would always say is count your blessings. And so if you're really in an upset mood, you can just run through everything and just talk about anything to yourself that you like. You're like, I'm so grateful for my car. I'm so grateful for my roof over my head. I'm so grateful for my animal. I'm so grateful for, oh, look, I'm clean. I'm so grateful. My hair looks pretty good today. I'm so
Mine
grateful.
looks great.
Yeah. I'm so grateful for my hat. I'm so grateful for St. Patty's Day. I'm so, but I mean, you could just rattle off for 3 minutes what you're grateful for, and it will shift your energy. And whatever, maybe it's a pendulum that's got you hooked, it'll let go of you. The other thing is to recognize that all vibrations, whether negative or positive, are of the same material. So just like love and hate is the same exact vibration, just that there's a higher polarity of love and there's a lower polarity of love. The thing is, your love and hate, all the things you hate, if you can turn your vibration up with these things, then it's really going to shift your energy where you're actually taking that energy back. So everything that happened that was bad to you, this is what shadow work is all about, though. You go in and you grab that vibration, because right now it's a hateful, negative, dark, evil energy. And if you can grab that energy, because it's your energy, and then start to say, well, you know what? It's okay. Yeah, so start changing it to bring that energy up. And then you can use that energy that's been trapped inside your shadow as something positive to actually help you to manifest better.
When you're doing that, make a list of what you're grateful for. Also
Mhm.
make a list of things that bring you joy and that you love doing, and spend time doing that throughout the week too, because now is a chance for us to reinvigorate ourselves with spring and get back into those things that we love doing, whether it's outside, whether it's inside, whether it's crafting, whether it's making something with our hands. That action really helps stimulate your mind too. It's less work because you enjoy it and you love it. And what's the old adage? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Get back to finding what those things are that you do love, that you are just passionate about, so you can rechange and or relearn and re-educate yourself as to what it means to be joyful and to be a kid again.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a song out right now that's popular or
I don't know. I
something?
don't listen to music, but that will help you increase your that'll help you increase your
Oh, it is.
radiation.
It's a country
No,
song. He
it's
says,
not radiation.
he says, find what you love and call it work. There's a country song out. He says,
I
find
don't
what you
know that
love.
song.
I think it's like you can buy dirt.
We're sorry. I apologize for everybody. Connect with nature, spend time practicing self-care, love what you do, find out what it is that you love and do it, and release the negativity that's surrounding you and insulate yourself with the negative people that do surround you. And when you're in a negative way, identify what it is and shelter yourself so you're not getting that negativity out from out into other people.
It will work for you. If it works for us, it's working. It'll work for you. You
Let me
got
know
this.
how it works out. Hey, if you're interested in anything I do, Daniel and I are coming up with a spoon bending. It's Fools
Yes.
for Spoons next April Fool's Day. Please join me on Eventbrite. I'll put the link below. You can find that, click on that, join us, bend some forks and spoons. And also, if you're interested in my podcast or Daniel's podcast, you can always find us on the internet at Reality Forecast or www.realityforecast.com. And Daniel is at
www.ultimaterealitysurfing.com, or you can check out the Ultimate Reality Surfing podcast, because it's all this energy that we're surfing through these waves, and let's surf our reality to a destination of our dreams.
Hey, here's a final tip on how to raise your vibration. Listen to Reality Forecast.
Yes, that's it.
We
And for
love
you.
you all. Thank you very much. We'll see you next
Love you
time.
guys.
I hope my hat doesn't mess up the green screen because it's green.